As an artist, I believe in the sacred power of art and beauty to heal. I share with you how my visual art series titled Beautiful Black and Brown Butterflies evolved from a not so beautiful situation. More than 10 years ago, a student at Tougaloo College shared with me a situation she witnessed at an after-school program where she volunteered. The student was angry and tearful as she shared the story with me. She told how a little brown boy, possibly no older than 5, who attended the program, was given a pre-drawn butterfly coloring sheet. The little boy colored his butterflies black and brown. When the after-school teacher saw his sheet, she snatched it, ripped it to shreds, and said to him, "Butterflies are not black and brown. Black and brown are ugly colors." The entire incident and the implications of the teacher's actions and words haunted me for years. I could only imagine what it did to the child, his spirit, his perception of self-worth. It was a situation where I wish I could do something to protect the spirit and emotions of the child and the other children who witnessed it. I wondered if so much hatred and meanness toward black and brown people exists in the world because there are many people who believe that black and brown are ugly colors. I thought about the butterfly as a faithful symbol of beauty and freedom. Symbolically, butterflies represent short-lived lives. No adult butterfly can live more than 1 year. The incident made me think about life's connections. My beautiful black and brown butterfly series, which consists of 23 paintings, 3 of which are in private collections, ranging in sizes 16 by 20, 6 feet by 5 feet, is a pathway to thought, remembrance, transformation, and healing. I thought about the vast variety of butterflies of many colors, including black and brown. I thought about the elements of art and the principles of design that helps to create harmony, rhythm, unity, balance, peace in all visual works. This series was born from reflection on pain, resilience, and faith. Like the butterfly, it reminds us that even when life cocoons us in darkness, something beautiful can still emerge. Throughout history, people have turned to art for healing. Long before there were therapists, there were colors. There were symbols and sacred markings. When words fail, art speaks. It gives form to emotion and voice to silence. Each brush stroke serves as a release of pain. Each stroke is like a musical note of calmness in a reality that can be sometimes chaotic. For me, art making is prayer. The brush becomes my instrument of release and renewal. Each stroke quiets the noise of the world and reconnects me with the divine rhythm of peace. Even science affirms what artists have always known. Creating art lowers stress and slows the heartbeat. But beyond science, art heals because it touches spirit. It brings us back to ourselves, to memory, to meaning. The slide you see on the screen now gives you a glimpse of my creative process. The images represent 3 different paintings at various developmental stages. I get rid of the white of the canvas by lightly tinting in the background colors and movement. Each design helps to inform the next step in the developing work. Just as there are no two identical butterflies, there are no two identical paintings and designs in the series. I add the profiles along the flight path of the butterflies, allowing the path to dictate the direction in which the profile will face. Some of the profiles take on the appearance of African masks, while others are back to back along the same path. In this series, I use fluid, abstract forms to tell stories of transformation. The butterflies' life mirror our own spiritual journey, from confinement to freedom, from pain to flight. There's transformation. Each butterfly rises from a background of layered color, suggesting both chaos and beauty. It speaks of endurance, how pain can become purpose, and struggle can shape strength. There's representation of identity and dignity. The rich hues, deep browns, bronzes, golds, and pinks celebrate the glory of black and brown skin. These colors are not muted or secondary, they glow because they reflect divine creation itself. For too long, our world has treated black and brown as ugly colors, something to fear or erase. But in my work, these hues shine. They shimmer with glitter and gold. They are the colors of the earth, of origin, of divine breath itself. There's also stillness and spirit. When I paint, I enter a meditative stillness. I play soft meditative music in the background. The process becomes worship, an act of trust. I trust God's guidance throughout my process, from design to implementation. When the works are exhibited, I invite viewers into that same peace, that same sacred pause, to be still, to know and remember. At the heart of this series are collage butterflies. The butterflies are created from used fabric softener dryer sheets. They would normally be tossed into the trash. However, I give the sheets a new life and purpose by using them to create the wings of butterflies in the series. The butterflies carry the faces and names of black and brown individuals whose lives were tragically cut short. Each one represents a story interrupted, but not forgotten. Their presence transformed the canvas into a sacred ground. These are not mere portraits. They are witnesses, each one a testimony of life and light that deserves to be remembered. A testimony of light and life that deserves to be remembered. The black profiles, silhouettes that move across each composition, tracing the pathway of the butterfly's flight, represent the many lives lost, the unseen multitude whose stories cannot all be named or numbered. Through these butterflies, I pay homage and reclaim beauty. The act of painting becomes both a protest against injustices and a prayer for love, peace, goodness and kindness, honoring the lost while declaring that black and brown are sacred reflections of God's image. I painted the silhouettes in deep black, not as shadows, but as sacred presences. They move in rhythm with the butterflies, following the same upward motion, as if accompanying them toward light. Their presence is both mourning and movement, a visual hymn of souls ascending, a reminder that memory itself takes flight. They remind us that healing does not mean forgetting. Healing is remembrance, transformed into grace. The silhouettes embody the collective journey, our shared ascent toward wholeness, even in the aftermath of loss. When others encounter these works, something sacred happens. Viewers see themselves in the wings. They recognize loved ones in the silhouettes. The paintings invite conversation, empathy, and community. Through shared seeing, we heal together. Art becomes a bridge between grief and grace, between remembering and renewal. In the end, art heals because it mirrors divine creation. It brings order out of chaos and beauty out of brokenness. Each butterfly is a sermon about the beauty in black and brown. Each silhouette a psalm and hymn of remembrance. So I leave you with this thought. May we all learn to rest when we must cocoon, to trust the process of transformation, and to rise, beautiful, black and brown in the light. These butterflies, formed and created with the instrument of an artist's hand, can now flutter into perpetuity. Let us all reflect on the thought that healing is the flight of the soul set free.